Hello. Today is January 4th of 2023. This time Bailey's in it, so there he is doing his thing. Here are my notes for the day. So the first thing I want to talk about is I rewatched Malcolm X by Spike Lee, and I don't know, it's an amazing, it's probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. And I saw it again and it was just as good. But it just got me thinking about how Spike Lee has just been absolutely snubbed constantly by the Academy. Um, that movie Malcolm X, which on all fronts, in my opinion, is a perfect movie. The filmmaking's perfect, the acting's perfect, the cinematography, the costume design, everything's perfect. And it's a gargantuan film. It's 3.5 hours. I think it should be taught in every single high school, but America's never going to get behind that. But it only got 2 Oscar nominations. One was Denzel for Best Actor, and the other one was Costume Design. And Denzel lost to Al Pacino, for Scent of a Woman, which I think is an absolute tragedy. And the fact that Malcolm X at all didn't get nominated at all for didn't get nominated for Best Screenplay, didn't get nominated for Best Director, didn't get nominated for Best Picture. Meanwhile, the winner was Unforgiven by Clint Eastwood. As if Clint Eastwood really needed an Oscar at that point. But moving past that, and also the fact I just want to point out, another good point to watch the movie is there's cameos by Bobby Seale, Al Sharpton, and Nelson Mandela, which I think is really cool. Amazing movie. Malcolm X is probably one of the greatest humans to ever live, and the fact that he was assassinated by, allegedly, the FBI is one of the most disgusting things in American history. But when you look back at Spike Lee's career, he's been constantly getting snubbed. His first masterpiece, in my opinion, from what I've seen, Do the Right Thing, which is every year, sadly, just becoming more and more relevant. Not only did it not get nominated for anything other than it did get a screenplay nomination. The only actor that got nominated was Danny Aiello, or however you say his name, which I feel like that goes to show something in itself, that he's the only actor that got nominated. But in 1989, Do the Right Thing didn't get a single Best Picture nomination, didn't get a Best Director nomination, and you're thinking, oh well, maybe it's just because it was a really stacked year for movies. It obviously isn't, because Field of Dreams got nominated, and I would say I have nothing against Field of Dreams, but now I have something against Field of Dreams because it's literally just Kevin Costner walking mopey around a field, being like, "Oh, if I build it, they will come." Which, how does that get a nomination over Do the Right Thing? And the one movie that won was Driving Miss Daisy, which, if you've seen that movie, you'll know it's the most, just slap in the face, offers nothing to say. It's just about Morgan Freeman driving the most annoying old white lady around. So sorry for fans of Driving Miss Daisy. 2018, Spike Lee finally wins his Oscar. He wins for writing Black Klansman. And you think, oh my god, yay, Spike Lee's finally winning. But it's still a slap in the face because, first of all, only actor to get nominated was Adam Driver, which shows that they're still always going to prefer a white actor over a black actor, because John David Washington didn't get a nomination. And Green Book won that year, which, if you know anything about me, you know I hate Green Book. Green Book isn't even that bad of a movie. It's just that it's the most surface level, almost, I would say, racist. It's just so surface level. It's, especially for that year, you're finally going to give Spike Lee the Academy Award for Best Screenplay, and then you're going to give Green Book the Best Picture Award. It's just such a slap in the face. That movie is so white savior. I don't know. Well, enough about that. I also wanted to talk about big thing in the news today. It's the Epstein files are getting released today. The second batch of files got unsealed, and Bill Clinton got not mentioned in it. Donald Trump got mentioned in it, and I just think the reaction that the world has had to this has been really appalling and dystopian. People are betting on it, which, well, yeah, let's get our money up, let's bet on who's going to appear on the list. How gross of a society do we have to be that we've somehow found a way for capitalism to take this and turn it into just another way to make money, the stuff on that island, obviously, it doesn't, there's no reason, it's obviously it's one of the most disgusting acts of humanity, of the lack of humanity that's ever happened in the world. It's truly appalling, and yet it's just become another gossipy, bloggy type of thing to talk about, oh, who gets mentioned, which celebrity, when I don't know, it just shows that how tone deaf and disgusting and appalling our society has become, especially when the fact that a Clinton and Trump both are involved in this. Shouldn't we as a society realize that when the two presidential nominees of 2016 are both involved with Jeffrey Epstein in some capacity. Shouldn't we realize that this isn't a political thing anymore? This is us against them. Like, it shouldn't be red versus blue anymore. It should be the people versus the people who are doing these appalling things. You know, we're not a democracy anymore if the two people we can vote for in an election are both involved in some capacity with the most, probably, at least that we know of, disgusting thing that's ever happened in humanity. So I guess this is a bit of a downer for an episode, but, you know, that's the world we live in. So the only thing I would end this with is, if you can, see Bailey even, he fell asleep to this episode. But, you know, go watch Malcolm X if you haven't watched it yet. It's a tragedy that movie isn't taught in high schools. But go watch Malcolm X.